With me here in the studio this morning from Franchise Brands, I'm joined by Stephen Hemsley. Stephen, good morning.
Morning.
Nice to see you. Interim's out fairly recently for the 6 months to the end of June. Good growth there. A lot of this underpinned by performance at Metro Rod.
Yeah, been a step change in the growth at Metro Rod. The franchisees have got really engaged in what we've been trying to do since we acquired the business in April 17. So we've achieved 15% increase in system sales. And the particularly pleasing driver of that is the fact that the franchisees have grown their own sales, which they win locally, by 19%. So one of the objectives we had is to give the franchisees more responsibility for running their own business. And they've really embraced that and grown local sales. So we've got 83% of the franchisees now in growth and nearly 40% of them growing by more than 20%. So that has been a key driver of the earnings growth in the first half of this year.
So you're seeing some good benefits coming out of this Vision 2023 strategy.
They've really embraced it. We set that out for them just a little over a year ago. And it was one where they had previously been almost working as subcontractors for a private equity-owned business. And we said, no, that's not the way we run a franchise business at Franchise Brands. We want you to run your own business. We'll give you all the tools you need to make it happen, but you've got to embrace that. You've got to get out there and make it happen. And for the most part, they really have.
Well, give us a bit more detail then on some of these new business systems that you've been developing.
The system we inherited was very manual, and as the business had grown, they'd just taken on more people. As the franchisees had messed up certain aspects of it, they'd taken more responsibility back into the centre. And what we said, no, this is again not the way to run a franchise business. First thing we've got to do is automate a lot of this, because we don't need people loading thousands and thousands of emails into the works management system. We can get robots to do that. We can automate the way that you task your engineers. We can help you with managing sales leads. So an example is we put in a CRM system. We have put in an automated system to allow them to quote customers for additional work. We have put in a new accounting system, which allows the automation of all their commercial invoices. We are working on a new works management system, which will have labour scheduling devices in. That's not quite ready yet. That's probably, we'll start rolling that out at the end of this year, early 2020. But again, that'll be another step change in their business, because that will allow them to do more business with the same number of people, or maybe even potentially less people. So their profits will grow, encouraging them to invest more in the business. So we'll be into a real virtuous circle by then.
And there's been a big focus on getting the message out and particular marketing around Metro Rod too.
Yes, I mean, Metro Rod was one of the best kept secrets in the drainage industry, and indeed in the franchising industry. And so one of the things we've done is rebrand the business into a sort of day glow green. I mean, Dynarod have got their orange, and Lanes for Drains, another competitor, is pink. So we've gone for Kermit green. We've rebranded all the vans, hopefully all the vans, to that. We've actually started advertising in B2B publications. So we're just gradually raising the profile of the brand. So when we tender for significant contracts, people have at least heard of us, which is quite helpful.
Indeed. How are the B2C businesses? Are they doing nicely?
Doing very nicely, yes. I mean, the B2B businesses are not going to show the dynamic growth that that Metro Rod is. They are big franchise systems, mostly man in a van businesses. For the most part, pay us a fixed monthly license fee for the use of the brands. But the benefit of those is that they tremendously strong cash generation. So they contributed about 1.2 million of profits and cash in the first half of the year, which when you gear up to do acquisitions like Metro Rod is really useful.
But an improvement in recruitment?
That was tremendously improved. Yes, recruitment's a funny old thing. The second half of last year, we only recruited 16 new franchisees. First half of this year, 34 new franchisees. I wish I could tell you exactly why, but I think there was some Brexit nervousness in the second half of last year, maybe, and I think people now sort of thought, oh, well, it's going to happen,
Right.
so let's get on with our lives, and so some good improvement there.
And one of the big events too, the launch of Chips Away's pilot car care centre.
Yes, so this is quite important in the development of the Chips Away businesses, because as we move to automated and electric cars, it's going to become more and more difficult to repair those at the side of the road, because they've got so many advanced systems in, most of which are loaded into the bumper, and the bumper's the thing you scrape. So when you repair a bumper, you've really got to recalibrate a car with that sort of system in, and you need to do that in premises. So we see a hub and spoke type setup developing there, where we still have mobile repairers, but then they have to bring the cars into a car care centre to have them recalibrated. We also need to train the franchisees in how to work on electric cars, because they actually can be quite dangerous, 600 DC volts running through those. So we've got to train our people how to do that safely. So again, the car care centre is giving us a base to do that training. But we eventually hope that more of the franchisees will take on premises and the model car care centre.
And what's been happening at Barking Mad? You got a new team in place?
Yes, change of management there. The founder has retired, and the business development manager there has been appointed MD. She has integrated that business more into the franchise brand systems now. So she's been able to marginally reduce her overhead at their local office in the Lake District, but use more of the group systems now in recruitment, in marketing, in IT to grow her business. And the early signs are good. She's doing very well.
Well, what should we look out for? What are your expectations as far as the second half of the year? Are you looking at acquisitions?
We would like to identify some acquisitions that expand the scope of the services that the existing businesses offer. We have looked at some new systems, but I'm afraid private equity is pricing us out of that market at the moment. So if we can find bolt-on systems, particularly at Metro Rod, where we expand the range of services. So, in an ideal scenario, we would like to service a commercial customer from water in to waste out. And we can't offer that end-to-end service at the moment. So some bolt-on acquisitions would help us achieve that. In the other businesses, there are complementary businesses where we can create greater critical mass in our chosen markets. So we are definitely on the lookout now. We feel we've integrated Metro Rod, and we're ready to go again.
Well, a good start to the year indeed. You feel this momentum can continue?
Oh, most certainly. Yes, no, very confident for the rest of the year and beyond.
Great to see you, Stephen. Thanks very much.
Okay, thank you.